Hey guys, and welcome to our first deck profile. Today we're going to be going over my favorite deck to be playing right now, and that is the beautiful birds, Lyriluscs. So, the way this deck works is the main gimmick of the deck, it is kind of a gimmick deck, but it's a lot more consistent since I changed around. I got a deck list, I changed it around a little bit. This is the final result, and it's actually surprisingly consistent. I can very often win on turn 2 if I play my cards. Well, not if I play my cards right, but it's really easy to win over and over and over again on turn 2. Let me go over how the deck works now, so I can just explain to you guys how this works. So we have our 3 stars here, Turquoise Warbler, I'm actually going to switch these, Cobalt Sparrow, and Sapphire Swallow. These are the main 3 monsters in the deck, along with the 2 Xyzs, but I'll get to those a little later. So Turquoise Warbler, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this from your hand. This is why you want to go, I guess it doesn't matter if you go second because it doesn't matter if your opponent controls a monster. But if this card is special summoned from your hand, you can special summon another Lyrilusc from hand or grave. Pretty much you get to recycle or to place another monster on the field. Cobalt Sparrow, pretty much if it's special summoned, usually you bring it out with the Turquoise Warbler effect, you get to search a level 1 winged beast and add it to your hand. And then if it's used for the Xyz summon of a wind attribute monster, which both of the main deck Xyzs are, the card cannot be targeted by card effects from your opponent. Which is pretty cool because we run 2 equip spells and those kind of, target. Next we have Sapphire Swallow. So with the Cobalt Sparrow search effect, you're either going to pull up a Sapphire Swallow, or if you already have one in hand, you'll pull up one of the 2 Raid Raptor support monsters. But for Sapphire Swallow, if you control the Winged Beast, of which you should have 2, or you can use Instant Fusion to pull out this Fusion, which is also a Winged Beast, you can special summon this plus another level 1 Winged Beast from your hand. So it doesn't have to be a Lyrilusc. So you can only use that once per turn, but then if it's used as the overlay unit for Wind Xyz monster, if the monster is successfully Xyz summoned, you can add a Lyrilusc from your graveyard to it as an Xyz material. So, best case scenario, both of you are your level 1 Xyzs, mainly Assembled Nightingale and Recital Starling, can hit 8 overlay units in best case scenario. And I'll get to why on specifically Assembled Nightingale, that's absurd in a little bit. Or I guess I can get to that now because that's like the next important card. Assembled Nightingale. So this is 2 or more level 1s, easy peasy. It gains 200 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. That's 200 times 8 materials would be 1600 attack points. Keep in mind, on average, you're going to get 4, maybe 5 units, so expect it to be more 800, 1000. You'll see that really often. It can attack directly past all your opponent's monsters. While it has an Xyz material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Xyz materials attached to it. So if you have 5 overlay units, you can attack directly 5 times for 1000 damage apiece, or 5000 damage. And then, let's say the next turn, you have to detach an overlay unit for the second effect, which is that you can detach a unit to, until the end of the turn, Lyrilusc monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you take no battle damage. Pretty good effect. You just detach an overlay unit to protect it. Next turn, you hit 4 times for 800. That's 3200. So you win in 2 turns with 1 monster. Pretty great. The other main deck monster, the other extra deck Lyrilusc monster we run is Recital Starling. It's not as good as Assembled Nightingale, but this is good to set up. So usually, or I guess I'll get to my setup in just a moment. Recital Starling, if it's Xyz summoned, you can target a face-up monster on the field, both one of yours or one of your opponents. And it gains 300 attack and defense for each material attached to this card. Then, once per turn, you can detach a material from this card and search a level 1 Winged Beast. And then all battle damage you take from battles involving this Xyz summon card is also inflicted to your opponent. So a really good combo used to be you use 2 monsters to bring out Recital Starling, and then you use all your other monsters to bring out Assembled Nightingale, and then you attack with Assembled Nightingale, and then crash into something with Recital Starling, and then detach an overlay unit so you get to keep your Recital Starling, and your opponent takes all the battle damage you would have taken. So, because you don't take any battle damage. So it's a really good way to just run into things and inflict damage to your opponent. That's the Lyrilusc engine. Although, since we have Instant Fusion, I'll go over the Fusion monster, but we don't really use it for a Fusion monster. We use it as a level 1. If it's Fusion summoned using an Xyz monster on the field as a Fusion material, you can increase this card's level by the number of Xyz materials. We don't care. This card gains attack equal to its level times 500. We still don't really care, but it's going to come out on the field at 1500. Unaffected by other card effects, which is super awesome, and then once per turn you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's level times 500. So pretty much, use Instant Fusion to turbo the card out, inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and then that's it. So it's and then you overlay with it or you link it away immediately, because we don't really care about having the monster on the field. Usually you'll link it away because it's going to die at the end phase anyway. Because I believe it's still affected by Instant Fusion, even though it says unaffected by all other card effects. So I believe it's still sent to the grave by Instant Fusion. As for additional support, we have DD Crow because it's a level 1 Winged Beast, and we can banish cards from our opponent's graveyard. Ghost Ogre because it's a Ghost Ogre, you can stop your opponent from doing things. Inferno Reckless to turbo out monsters. I usually use this on the whatever monster I summon with Turquoise Warbler, be it the Cobalt Sparrow or the Sapphire Swallow, because Sapphire Swallow lets me turbo out 3, so then I can do a bunch of overlay shenanigans. Or Cobalt Sparrow, just so I have, I search out a Sapphire Swallow, and then I can link 2 away, and then special Sapphire Swallow with another monster. Swallow's Nest, easy way to just switch out a monster for another Lyrilusc, or switch out any of these for Cobalt Sparrow to get the search because it's special summoned. Where Arf Thou, search out a level 1, you expect to take the 2,000 damage because we don't normal summon with this deck, so expect to take the 2,000, but also if you win on turn 1, who cares if you're going to take 2,000 damage at end phase because you win the game. Psychic Blade gives our monster 2,000 at the cost of 2,000 life points. Again, not a big deal if we win the game turn 1. Rank Up Magic Skip Force lets us go into Satellite Cannon and Ultimate, or we use Lastrix to go into Satellite Cannon and then rank up into Ultimate Falcon, but we also use it from going Utopia Roots into Utopic Zexal. So it's just, Utopic Zexal is an insane monster, it's really good support. We also have Twin Twister for back row clear because that's really important. Stoic Challenge is another really good XC material card because we can just get a bunch of materials on Assembled Nightingale, detach 1 to use its effect so it can't be destroyed, and then attach Stoic Challenge, and then who cares? We can't activate our effects anymore. It doesn't matter if we gain, let's say we have 4 materials, we gain 2,400 attack points, so we're hitting 4 times directly for 3,200, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and we take no damage. It's absurd. And then we have Regeki because it's Regeki, 1-for-1 because getting a level 1, we can pitch a Lyrilusc and then special summon Cobalt Sparrow to get a search. And then Massive Morph. Pretty much this is used as an offensive-defensive tool. We can use it offensively to crash into something with Recital Starling and then use Massive Morph to double its attack points, so that way our opponent takes a ton of damage as well. And usually that can win you the game if you keep yourself up on life points, or if it's turn 1. I guess if it's turn 1 you can't use Massive Morph, but it's a good like mid game. If you have the life points to spare, you can crash into something big and just deal a bunch of damage to your opponent. And actually I used Massive Morph for Recital Starling once to force a draw, which was pretty entertaining. And for the most part, that's like the deck. We have 7 Sins because we can use this Banish to bring out Ultimate Falcon, go into 7 Sins, and then Stoic Challenge it for 5,200 monster. We can also give it a Psychic Blade to make it 6,000, and it has protection. And then we have Thousand Eyes Restrict as our other fusion, instant fusion target, just because, you know, it's really useful to have an easy way to clear a board by just stealing an opponent's monster and then XC summoning into something else, and then that monster just goes to the grave, gets sent to the grave, which is really good. As for our links, we have Great Fly, which requires 2 wind monsters, so you cannot use the Raid Raptors for this XC summon. Keep that in mind. If you ever start with a Raid Raptor, you usually cannot go into Great Fly, or even if you summon 1 Raid Raptor, you can't usually go into Great Fly and make it work. You'd have to go into Firefighting Dromedal, which is not nearly as good. So if you're stuck with the Raid Raptor cards, be wary. But it's still not as bad a scenario as it could be, because you can still get, you want to go into Firefighting Dromedal and then Recital Starling to give this 600 to 900 extra attack points, so then it just becomes really powerful. But Great Fly is by far the better, and then you can use it to recycle any one of your Lyriluscs or even itself back to the deck. And yeah, I think for the most part that's the deck. You pretty much want to just get out, my combos early game are Great Fly into Recital Starling, search out a combo resetter, pretty much let them clear my field, and at the same time they're taking a bunch of damage too, and I get to recycle another card from the grave, and then I get out 5 materials into Assembled Nightingale and then just swing for game, or swing for like 5,000 or 6,000 or 5,000 to or 7,200, and then detach to protect it on their turn, and then just swing in for game. That's pretty much how the deck works, and here are some examples, and I'll see you guys in the next deck profile. Okay, back into another duel. Let's try this again. This hand is a little better. What does Swap Frog do again? Same on level 2. You can return 1 monster you control to your hand, normal summon frog monster in addition. Sorry about that. The phone was ringing. So let's go back into this. I don't want to. That's okay. Ronin Totem. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to DD Crow that Ronin Totem because I know that's what he wants to bring out. So we're just going to get rid of that. I would have liked to keep that card. Oh, there we go. That is beautiful. All right, now I can show you the Inferno Reckless. So we're going to special summon Turquoise Warbler. And I do want to use its effect. I do not want to chain Inferno Reckless. I want to bring out Sapphire Swallow. And then I want to chain Inferno Reckless. So now we get 3 Sapphire Swallows onto the field, which is what we want. Because Sapphire Swallow is super good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to link into a Great Fly. So pitch these two. Put this here. And then we are going to Exceed Summon. It's probably better to go into Recital Starling. Because that Wetlands is kind of scary, though. I can get 4 attacks off at 1,300. That's only 52. It's not going to be enough. It's probably safer to go into Recital Starling here. So we're going to do this. And yes, we have 3 effects we're going to use. So we're going to activate... First, we want to activate Increased Attack and Defense of this. And then we're going to chain the Attach effects. Because we have 2 Lyriluscs in the grave. We're going to use the next effect. Just attach. Oh, dang it. I made a mistake. Oh my god. Awful. I am bad. Alright, so that's okay. It's not the end of the world. This would be 500 points strong, or 300 points stronger if I just didn't screw up. And we're going to use this. We are just going to kill something. We're just going to kill Trade Toad, I guess, deal some damage. We don't want to do anything with Recital Starling, but we want to leave it in attack mode. So we'll pass turn for now. I didn't search. I am an idiot, but that's okay, because we can use Great Fly's effect to recycle a Sapphire Swallow, because we control a Winged Beast monster. So we're going to activate this to search. Because it doesn't really matter what we detach. We will search a Turquoise Warbler. I don't really have enough damage. I could go into Utopic Zexal. The problem is this is still 3,000, and I don't have a way to clear it. This would give me 3,200. But send it to the graveyard. No, destroy the monster. Is this until end of turn? Or... Until the end of the turn. So this is after the end phase. So I guess I could Stoic Challenge this and then just detach it during my turn and it wouldn't die. I actually really don't like this position. I wish I searched last turn, but I think I'm just going to end my turn there and let him crash for 3,000 because he's not going to beat me this turn. So we both take 3,000. I would have liked to search last turn too, but that's okay. Can I get a Cobalt Sparrow? No, but that's still okay. Yes, special summon. Use its effect. We are going to bring forth a Sapphire Swallow from the grave. We're going to wear Arf Thou. I can win right now, that's fine. Into a Elastrix. I could go into Ultimate Falcon, but we're going to do something a little different here. Bring you out in attack mode. Bring you out in attack mode. Use Pain Lanius effect on Elastrix to take 100, and then special him there. And then overlay. Nah, he can't do anything. And then we'll Stoic Challenge it. And there we go. 4,000 attack points direct. I can attack 5 times. And that's game. There you go. That's kind of the other way we could have done the duel. But yeah, so that's the Great Fly Recital Starling combo, which is the other one you're going to be doing. And I think for the most part, there's not really much else to go over. The Raid Raptor engine, there is a Master Wheel 3 game that I played where I did end up using that because I was against a Pendulum deck that wanted to use Master Wheel 3. But other than that, yeah, that's it for the most part. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will meet you guys after all the duels. And actually, I guess I won't, because I already gave you my closing thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll go to the duels right now, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.